started soaking these retainer brackets for the exhaust manifold, and then all the small hardware's in there. Still bubbling, just about a week in. So this was one of the picking eyes. You can see it's curved down here. I was just gonna clean it up and take this paint off. I've got to go up and get some new brush wheels for the drill. I'm down to this one. My actual wheel is done after getting the manifold and that plate. There are some nice sets on Amazon for like 20-30 bucks. There's like 15 to 20 brushes, standard. I think it's got an impact fitting, which will work of course on your impact and the regular drill. Okay, kind of an unproductive weekend. I didn't do a lot in here. Mostly I was just kind of cleaning up some parts and doing some odds and ends. I just didn't really have the motivation. This thing looks like it's leaking. I do have to pull off this peg off the lever back there. I need to get a picture, so let me do that right now. Alright, I got my pictures. Just gonna do a little dash stuff here. I cannot wait to get this thing done. Tear it down, but I gotta get it on the road. So here we are, sitting. Currently don't have a foot pedal for the gas. You can see down there I kind of got it torn out. That'll all go back together. This stuff will get pinned back up real nice. But you can see that's straight floorboard right there. Got the emergency brake here and the actual manual. It's a 4-speed H4 Toyota. You can see here, so I guess I was kind of wrong. The ignition is on the column, it just sets off a bit. I thought it was up on the dash. Everything is in the metric system. I'm working with liters and kilometers. Centigrade. Switches, let me back up a bit. Blinkers, pretty standard. It's got hazards down here on the column. I've got wipers and spray. Down here starting, I've got an extra set of lights that's auxiliary. It's the kind of the fogs that sit on the bar. This one is the regular lights. This light here hasn't come on yet. I'm kind of thinking this might have been like a glow plug, but it's pretty loose in here. And then this is the manual choke. It's also a kill. So right now it's adjusted to idle speed, and you can kind of like mess with it a little bit if it's rough or whatever. And then this one here is an interior light. I'm sorry, I got messed up. This isn't the choke light. This is actually the interior light, and this turns it on. And it lights pretty good. Pretty good light. Everything else is painted to match, man. I mean, not much else to tell you in here. It's got this kit. It's kind of snaps in. It's pretty good. I pulled it all back once and looked. It looks like there has been some floorboard repair in this. So, I mean, it's a 40-year-old vehicle this month. I cannot complain. Everything in here is super tight. In fact, these are aftermarket shoulder seat belts. I mean, I've got visors that match the headliner. The headliner's perfect. It's probably brand new. I'm replacing these handles. And this handle here, I'll probably put one up here on this one as well. I really would like to redo these dash gauges to the Imperial system because it doesn't give me a warm fuzzy feeling, you know, about how fast I'm going, where my tank is, because the tank fluctuates quite a bit. So in looking at this a little bit closer, the chrome on the bezels needs to be polished. And then, I mean, the gauges themselves are in really good shape. I think it might just be like the electronics. The float in the tank itself might be bad. Here, these, you can see up here, these are an access kind of plate. You can get to the wiper motors on both of them. They both have one. I thought when I first got it that it was like an option that I just didn't have, you know, it was like deleted. You'll see it in newer cars where it'll be like, you know, something kind of like this here actually is kind of like just a deleted hole. There's a few of those here, some strange stuff. But I really like the dash on this thing. I'd hate to cut it up just to put a stereo in it or something. If I do something like audio-wise, I'll put it in here with like a custom box that fits in this perfectly. There's actually some aftermarket ones, some really high dollar ones. But I have some really deep plans for the power and the audio and stuff in here. I would like to have some modern amenities. There's a heating unit that I can put in. I'm kind of toying with some ideas about that. So yeah, kind of a lazy long weekend. Didn't do a lot. I've got stuff like here. You can see in the paint on the mirror itself. It's just, I don't even know if you can see it. Yeah, it's kind of coming off. It's starting to lift. There's little things like that. Little hardware things, like if I look over here, these two here are a flathead. They look like they're a little bit undersized. And then I come over here, these don't match that at all. They look like they're more of the size that you'd want. So there's stuff like that, like, you know, this all looks great, but if I go across the way to the other door and I took a still of each, you'd notice small like disparities between the hardware selection. And it's like they use the same hardware, they just didn't put it in the same spot. So an example would be the outer ring of the window roll down. You can see over here on the passenger side it's all bolts, and then if I swing across over here, it's kind of a mix and match of the screws and the bolts, and in fact it's like somebody got lazy or something and put it together on. Other than that, I've got kind of the classic handles all the way around. These ones here, these just need to be cleaned up. I don't think that's a crack on this. It might be. No, it's not. So just all this stuff needs to be cleaned up, man. And then, so here's one of them here, and you can kind of just see there's a little teeny micro crack there, and then there's obviously rust under there because it's coming back. It's just every time and I've wiped it, this whole seam actually has a little crack running down it. So I don't know if it's because they just didn't paint it, or like this seam here, it's kind of bad. It's like they maybe had to re-weld it or something. And that one's got a little rust at the bottom there. We're at the back. All along the seam, there's a little bit of rust. I mean, just stuff like this. It's not a lot. It's just a little bit. Like I can see it, and it bugs me. And then finally, around all the hinge hardware, all these bolts have a little bit of rust coming up, and I think it's because the hardware itself, all the bolts, they probably have rust on the threads, and so every time it gets wet, it just kind of like leaks out. Anyways, this will end up. All right, let's do a pass-through. Exhaust manifold. Got her de-rusted. German plate de-rusted. New gaskets. Boom! I got these small parts. This is exhaust downpipe to manifold. Essentially, this connection, this gasket, this hardware, these brackets, this sticking eye, these studs, and some of these spacers. I'm about to do these spacers. Yeah.